What role does the embryo play in conception? Imagine the moment when a tiny cell begins a journey that could lead to new life. That tiny cell is the embryo, and it plays a vital role in the process of conception. After sperm meets egg during fertilization, a single cell called a zygote forms. This zygote is the very beginning of the embryo. It starts dividing rapidly, creating more cells as it travels down the fallopian tube toward the uterus. By about day 5 or 6 after fertilization, the embryo becomes a structure called a blastocyst. This blastocyst has an inner cell mass that will develop into the baby and outer cells that will from the placenta. The placenta is essential because it supplies nutrients and oxygen to the growing embryo and removes waste. The embryo does more than just develop, it actively signals to the mother's body. It produces hormones like human chorionic gonadotropin, or HCG. This hormone tells the body to keep producing progesterone, which maintains the thick lining of the uterus. Without this support, the lining would break down, and pregnancy could not be sustained. Once the blastocyst reaches the uterus, it must attach to the uterine lining in a process called implantation. Successful implantation is crucial for pregnancy to continue. The embryo interacts with the lining, helping it to accept and nourish the developing baby. If the embryo is healthy and properly developed, it can implant successfully and start the journey of growth inside the mother's body. Throughout pregnancy, the embryo continues to develop into a fetus, forming tissues, organs, and systems that will become the baby. The health and quality of the embryo at fertilization are key factors in whether conception results in a successful pregnancy. Conditions like endometriosis can sometimes interfere with this process, making it harder for the embryo to implant or develop properly. In essence, the embryo is the living, developing entity that begins at fertilization. It is responsible for signaling the body to support pregnancy, developing into the fetus, and establishing a connection with the mother's body through implantation. Its proper development and interaction with the uterine environment are fundamental steps in achieving and maintaining fertility. If you are trying to conceive or facing fertility challenges, understanding the role of the embryo highlights how complex and beautifully coordinated this process truly is. Always consult healthcare professionals for personalized advice and support on fertility matters.